Let me begin by saying that Professor Ibrahim, who is popularly nicknamed as Pantami, was born in Pantami district of Gombe State, Nigeria. He holds a PhD and he has an award of CON, FCIS, FBCS, FNS, FNCS as he's a policy maker, a regulatory expert, a farmer, a scholar, a consultant, and an academic who served as the Minister of Communications and the first ever Minister of the Digital Economy of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. From 2019 to the successful completion of the administration in 2023. He also has the distinction of being the first ever African to be certified as a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Information Security. It is the only professional cybersecurity organization granted the Royal Charter of Incorporation in the United Kingdom. He also holds the prestigious title of Majida in Dawla Osmania, which means the glorious one of the Ottoman Empire. Conferred on him by His Eminence the Sultan of Sokoto. He attended the prestigious Abubakar Tafawa University, ATBU, Bauchi, where he obtained a Bachelor of Technology degree in Computer Science. He also proceeded to acquire 2 master's degrees in quick succession in the university, one in Computer Science, the other in management. He also worked with the university as a programmer, graduate assistant, assistant lecturer, lecturer 2, and lecturer 1, where he spent at least 11 years as an academic. His scholarly pursuits led him to the Robert Gordon University in the United Kingdom, where he obtained his PhD. Thereafter, he obtained his doctoral degree in Computer Information Systems in early 2014. He also obtained a 1-year postgraduate certificate in research method from the university in the same United Kingdom. After his PhD, he was appointed by the government of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as an assistant professor, senior lecturer ranking in 2014 in the International University of Medina. He taught several courses in the Faculty of Computing and Information Systems and also served as the head of technical writing. In 2016, he was appointed by the President of Nigeria as the Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency, NIDA. He repositioned the agency as the apex of IT research and development and the height of the local IT advancement. As the CEO of Federal Parastatal, he developed over 12 regulatory instruments. He also established digital centers as an intervention to over 200 institutions and awarded several postgraduate scholarships to students to study emerging technologies. Professor Pantami also increased internally generated revenue of the organization by 300%. Furthermore, in 2019, he was appointed as the Minister of Communications and the first ever of Digital Economy of Nigeria. As a cabinet minister, he championed the development and implementation of 23 national policies, an unprecedented record in Nigeria. He also increased ICT contribution to GDP to 18.44%. That achievement catapulted the sector to become the fastest growing sector of Nigeria's economy in 2020. As executive bills, he also developed the Nigeria Startup Act 2022 and Nigeria Data Protection Act 2023, which led to the establishment of the Nigeria Data Protection Commission. In 2022, based on the independent assessment of the KPMG FCDO of UK, in collaboration with the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, he was adjudged as the best Minister of Nigeria. In 2022, Professor Ibrahim was also appointed by the United Nations through International Telecommunication Union, ITU, as the chairman of the World Summit on the Information Society in 2021. Professor Pantami also holds certificates in digital transformation from Harvard University. He also holds a certificate in digital strategy from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, and Institute of Management Development, IMD, Switzerland. He further obtained the strategic leadership from Oxford University. In addition, he also attended and got the certificate of Best Hoc program on lawmaking at the Sussex Law School. He is a recipient of 2 honorary doctorate degrees from the Sudan Public University in 2021 and Achievers University, Ondo in 2022. He was also conferred with the highest distinguished fellowship award by the Federal College of Education Technical Board in 2021 and another highest distinguished fellowship award by the Federal Polytechnic Kazauri in 2024. In the same year, 2024, Professor Pantami was appointed as the co-chairman by the African Union, AU, through the African Scientific Research and Innovation Council to develop the 4th Industrial Revolution policy and strategy for the continent. He is the sole representative of West Africa in that council. Professor Ali Ibrahim Pantami is a global IT citizen, a chartered computer scientist, and a chartered cybersecurity expert. He is also a revered and highly respected scholar. He is a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Information Security, fellow of Nigeria Computer Society, fellow of the British Computer Society, as well as fellow of cybersecurity and cybercrime forensics specialist group. He is also a registered computer scientist with the Computer Professionals Registration Council of Nigeria. He also registered with the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineering, among others. Professor Ibrahim Ali Pantami is married with children. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me invite our keynote speaker, Professor Ali Ibrahim Pantami, to come to us.
In addition, we may remember what Martin Luther King said. He argued that the function of education is to help you to think intensively and to think critically. So the main function of education is not just about employment after graduation, but rather in whatever we do, as long as we are educated, we are supposed to think extensively and intensively, and also to think critically and evaluate each and every situation that comes up and take decision based on that critical thinking. So education is supposed to make you to be a better person. So, and this is very relevant. Whenever we seek for education, we are not only seeking for education as our meal ticket. There is no harm for that to be your meal ticket, but education makes you to be a better person in whatever you do. Whether you work for government or in the private sector, or you go back to your farm, or you become an entrepreneur, education is supposed to make you to be a better person, so that you can think extensively and intensively and also critically and take decisions based on that. So if education can make us to think extensively and critically, then definitely it becomes necessary to think extensively and critically with regards to the future of this education in this era of artificial intelligence. Furthermore, this takes me to the second step of our discussion, the general background of AI. AI simply means a branch of computer science that emulates the cognitive function of a human being. AI is a machine that emulates your function as a human being. These cognitive functions are like hearing, reading, listening, thinking, making decisions, and also evaluating a complex situation and make a decision. So these are some of the cognitive functions of a human being. So in a situation where a machine is deployed in order to perform these actions, then that machine can be categorized as an artificial intelligence machine. There are words that are synonymous to AI, like machine intelligence is another name of artificial intelligence, or cognitive intelligence, or cognitive computing is another name of it. And it is also called algorithmic computing or intelligence. So all these phrases can substitute artificial intelligence. And they also expound a situation where a machine performs and emulates the cognitive functions of a human being. Furthermore, the phrase AI was formally coined in 1955, 70 years ago, by a leading scholar in the field of computer science by name John McAfee. And he announced the artificial intelligence phrase in 1956, a year after, in a conference entitled Dartmouth Conference. And he was a lecturer at the Massachusetts University of Technology, the leading university in the area of innovation and entrepreneurship globally. So the phrase artificial intelligence was coined 70 years ago, and it was announced during a conference 69 years ago. However, the foundation of AI was established more than 1,100 years ago. Why? Because of the invention and the development of algorithm. Algorithm is the foundation of artificial intelligence. One may academically say there is no artificial intelligence without algorithm. You can only say algorithm can never function, or rather artificial intelligence can never function without an algorithm. So algorithm is the foundation of artificial intelligence, and without algorithm, AI cannot function. And computer science as a profession cannot exist without the algorithm. Algorithm was developed by a renowned scholar by name Muhammad bin Musa al-Khawarizmi from the modern day Tajikistan. He developed algorithm and he also promoted algebra. He was born 780 CE and he passed away 850 CE. So he lived in this world for 70 years. So one may wish to identify him as the father of artificial intelligence. Why? Because the algorithm he developed is a prerequisite to the artificial intelligence that we deploy today. Because without that research and invention by him, AI cannot exist. And there is no doubt about this. So in summary, we may say that the foundation of AI was built and established 1,100 years ago or even more. And the phrase was coined 70 years ago in the United States of America. Furthermore, AI is part of the fourth industrial technologies. The world formerly witnessed 4 industrial revolutions. Number 1, the first industrial revolution, which took place in the 18th century, significantly in the United Kingdom, and most importantly in Liverpool and Manchester, through the invention of steam power or steam energy. The second industrial revolution took place in the 19th century in the United Kingdom, Belgium, Germany, France, and later on the US, with the invention of electricity, combustion engine, mass production, among many others. So second industrial revolution also took place in Europe and later in the US. Europe was leading in the first and the second industrial revolution, being followed by Belgium, Germany, France, and the US. They were called chess groups because they were chasing the the UK. And the third industrial revolution took place in the 20th century with the invention of IT, World Wide Webs, globalization, internet, HTTP, with the invention of protocols we use in internet connectivity. So IT was the major invention of the third industrial revolution. And the fourth industrial revolution is more of an extension of the third industrial revolution. That is the invention of what we call emerging technologies or disruptive technologies. And among all these technologies like cybersecurity, AI, nanotechnology, biotechnology, Internet of Things, blockchain technology, and many more, definitely AI is leading. Today, the most effective and the most efficient branch of emerging technology is the artificial intelligence. Furthermore, this takes me to the next stage of our discussion, that is the era, the implication of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence has so many implications in each and every sector of our life, in security, in health, in tourism, in commerce, in finance, in agriculture, and also in education. In each and every sector, you will discover that there is an area of application of artificial intelligence. And the implication we need to think and ponder upon. Recently, Elon Musk made a statement, the founder of Tesla, SpaceX, and even Starlink we deploy in Nigeria. He said, artificial intelligence is likely to be either the best or the worst thing that happens to humanity. There is a very high probability that AI could be the best invention ever by a human being. And there is also a very high probability that it is going to be the worst invention ever been done by humanity. So we are in a very difficult situation with a technology before us. It could be the best ever for us, because even the CEO of Google confirmed that statement Sunday. Pindar, he said, artificial intelligence is one of the most important inventions being done by humanity. And he said, it is even more profound than electricity. Artificial intelligence as a technology, it could be more influential in the next few years, even more than the electricity we consume. Look at how electricity transforms our lives. But there is a high probability that if AI is managed effectively, it could be more useful to us than the electricity we consume. So if you look at the statement made by Elon Musk, this is a technology before us. It could be the best ever, and it could be the worst ever. We are in between two probabilities, and any one can happen. This is the implication. And if you look at the benefits of AI on one hand, and the challenges of AI on the other, you will strongly agree with this statement. The benefits are enormous, and the challenges are the same. So we are in a very difficult situation. Just look at AI in education alone. Today with AI, because of its implication, students can write their thesis within 60 minutes using artificial intelligence. Students are happy, but unfortunately, either fortunately or unfortunately, AI is reducing the power of our cognitive functions. The serious implication today, most of us, even in academia, they are willingly donating their brains to artificial intelligence. With AI at your disposal, if you are lazy, you cannot even spend 10 minutes to think critically about any academic issue. And inevitably, there is bias in AI. So you allow AI to determine what you are going to believe in, what you are going to learn, and what you are going to teach, without critically evaluating whether that content presented to you by AI is right or wrong. This is the implication. Stephen Hawking said that the development of AI being witnessed in the fourth industrial revolution, if care is not taken, it could spell the end of the human race. Because slowly but surely, we are becoming so much addicted to AI to the extent that we are losing the power of our cognitive functions. One may wish to recall that even search engines are AI-powered applications and systems. Google search engine is an AI. YouTube is an AI today. That is why when you search a content, you will discover it will continue sending recommendations to you from time to time. Why? Because of what you have searched. And unfortunately, these systems, sometimes they know us better than ourselves. After 5 years, you will discover that your smartphone is reminding you about a place you visited 5 years ago, sending images, locations, even the hotel where you were hosted, sending recommendations to you. You forgot it completely, but now an AI system is reminding you. Sometimes after 10 years, you will be reminded. This is the situation. So it has a very serious implication that we have to manage it effectively. Otherwise, we feel that AI is helping us, but unfortunately, we are only donating our brain, and by implication, our cognitive functions to AI, forgetting that AI is neither impeccable nor infallible. AI makes mistakes. And as long as you don't think critically, AI will always determine your decision and action to be taken. This takes me to the next stage of our discussion. Stage number 4 is to discuss the benefits and challenges of AI in the future of education. The benefits. Benefit number 1, AI saves time. Number 2, if AI is deployed responsibly and ethically, it increases precision and accuracy. Number 3, AI helps you in conducting research. There are so many AI-powered systems that can help you responsibly and save your time to excel in conducting research, either in literature review or in your methodology or analysis of your result, among many others. There are some academic works that are very tedious. If you deploy AI ethically and responsibly, it will improve the precision and accuracy on one hand, and on the other, it will save your time, and it will also save your cost. These are some of the benefits. Some of the AI-powered systems that can help us in education, in conducting research, in teaching and learning. For example, there is Connected Papers. Connected Papers is an AI-powered system that allows you to review literature, where you can have over 300 literatures, and you can review within an hour by selecting and summarizing the relevant areas for you. And it will save your time when it comes to citation and also in your reference page, as the case may be. And there is also what is called Research Rabbit. Research Rabbit is an AI-powered system that is also applicable in research, in literature review, among others. And this powered system can help you in coming up with models and graphs, as the case may be. And there is also like Zotero. Zotero.org is a very important application that can help you in literature review, among many others. Instead of using ChatGPT, which is not an academic AI, there is also Chat Academia. Chat Academia, it will also help you in conducting research. And if you look at ChatGPT, was up to 20 USD monthly, not the free one, the higher version. But if you look at Chat Academia, it's even cheaper. And it is purposely for academic purposes, among many others. So this is some of the benefits. In addition to that, AI can also help in what is called personalized learning. Personalized learning is about identifying students and teaching each and everyone according to his ability and capability. Not to teach all students at once. Why? Because some students are more intelligent than others. But personalized learning allows you to teach students based on their ability and capability. Just like the traditional method we use at home to learn, where you are in the same traditional school, you will discover each and everyone was being treated independently. So through AI, that can also be implemented. In addition to that, AI can help in creating virtual academic environment. Many recognized universities globally today, they have virtual academic environment. And all these environments are being managed through using artificial intelligence, powered systems, or powered tools, as the case may be. So if you look at it, there are benefits to attend. And I always insist, if we deploy AI responsibly and ethically, these two words are very important. Responsibly, so that we are not donating our brains and by implication our cognitive functions to the AI. And ethically, we deploy AI for good, not for evil. Because AI is being deployed today for evil. 2 years ago, a teenager committed a suicide in the US. And after committing that suicide, he was an orphan. His mother took his iPad and reviewed, and she discovered that it was an AI application that directed him and taught him how to commit suicide, and he did so. She reported the case to government, and the case was taken to a court. Up to this time, final judgment was yet to be executed. Why? Who is to be held accountable? It is just a system. Hardware company was invited, they defended themselves. The software company defended themselves. The application downloaded, each and every major company was invited, they defended themselves. And this is a tablet, not a human being. Who is to be held accountable? AI is being used today in committing crimes. AI is supporting robotics to go and commit crime, to go and kill people, to go and bomb innocent people. Who is to be held accountable? That is the implication, that AI is a double-edged sword. It could be used for good and also for evil. That is why we have to deploy AI ethically. Some of the major challenges of AI with regards to the future of our education. Number one is bias. In research, it is always necessary to avoid bias. That is why even in data collection, you have to collect data from people that are independent and objective. If you collect data with bias, that data could not be authentic for your research. AI is a system. It's a product of human intelligence. And it is important to always remember this. AI is a product of a human intelligence. Because of this, AI doesn't take decision without data. The decision being taken by AI always depends on the quantity of data presented to it to be sufficient, not data that is insufficient. And secondly, the quality of data. If the data has bias, then the decision to be taken by AI must have bias. So bias is inevitable in AI. Recently, there were some questions being asked by many people online to Grok. Grok was shut down, and it was reviewed immediately. And after reviewing, the answer Grok was given completely changed. Why? Because AI application, either independently or dependently, is being managed and manipulated by others. And as human beings, no matter how upright we are, definitely you will discover there is a certain level of personal interest, either to be protected, for or against, as the case may be. So bias is a major challenge. Number two, privacy concern. AI requires huge quantity of data. And most of these AI-powered systems, you will discover that either legally or illegally, data is being collected online. Today, you download Facebook and open an account. You download Twitter and open an account. You also use WhatsApp. And no money is being paid by you. So what is the benefit of these companies? You need to ask yourself, what are the benefits? Since you are not paying for all these platforms, so what are the benefits? The major benefit, whether you know or you don't know, whether they disclose or they don't, data is being collected from you and I. And that data, either ethically or unethically, is being used in artificial intelligence systems globally. So that is why privacy concern is an issue. And you will discover that many countries are enacting data protection institutions. As earlier stated by the Director of Information in my citation, our brother Zelani Bafa, in 2023, while in government, I had to develop the Nigeria Data Protection Act. Why? Because of that concern. And in 2021, we established the first ever National Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics in Africa. So this is just in summary. When you are making progress in AI, there must be laws and regulations in place to ensure that there is privacy and confidentiality of data being generated from citizens in Nigeria or globally. So data privacy is an issue. Number 3, job displacement. Job displacement is another challenge of AI. However, I always argue that AI cannot and will never take over your job. However, people, human beings who learn AI and master AI will take over your job, not AI itself. Only those who master AI are the ones that are taking over your job, not AI itself, because it is a machine. So AI in any way cannot take it. But absolutely, people who master AI in your area, sooner or later, will take over your job if you fail to partake in self-development and self-improvement. That is the situation. So job displacement is a major challenge. AI is creating new jobs every day and displacing other jobs every day. According to the World Economic Forum, in 2025, this year, AI could displace 85 million jobs globally, on one hand. On the other, AI could create 97 million new jobs. So if you look at the number, there is a difference of around 12 million. This 85 million is going to be displaced, but 97 is going to be created. So an increase of 12 million new jobs globally. AI in itself will not take over the job, but people who master AI are the ones that are intimidating you to take over your job away from you. And that is the reality of the situation. So it is because of this, if we want to avoid job displacement, it becomes necessary and inevitable to master the application of AI in our area of research, our area of teaching, and also our area of expertise. That is not just a necessity, but an obligation if and only if we want to survive. There is no doubt about this. So job displacement is a major challenge. And another challenge is too much dependence on the technology. AI is making us to depend so much on technology, as I earlier mentioned. AI is supposed to help you to improve, not to take over the functions of your cognitive brain. AI is supposed to help you by reviewing your work to improve. AI can review your research and identify some critical areas that you need to look into and see whether you need to improve or not. So we have to deploy AI in order to review our proposal, not in any way to take decision on our behalf. And whatever AI proposes to you, some can be accepted and some can also be rejected. The decision of AI is not final. Why? Because there is bias, and secondly, AI is being improved daily. What AI will recommend to you could change after a week. So this is another area that we should make sure we do not donate our brains and our cognitive functions to AI. And because of time constraint, let me move to recommendations. Since this conference is about the future of education in the era of artificial intelligence, and we are in an academic environment, we have to accept the fact that AI, whether we like it or not, AI is the new normal. Secondly, directly or indirectly, we cannot live in isolation of AI. There is no doubt about this. This technology should not be accepted completely and cannot be rejected completely. This is very important. There is no way we can say ATBU will live in isolation of AI. It's practically not possible. You can delay the adoption of technology for a moment, for a period of time, but you cannot do it forever. And there are many examples with previous technologies where we resisted, but today you cannot resist. 20 years ago, 30 years ago in this university, after even some public lectures, when you come up out with your camera to snap a picture, some people will run away. They were not willing to be part of it. But today, our images are everywhere. With your permission or not, some pictures you are not aware. It is when you go out, you discover, I didn't even know that this picture exists. So there are certain things you can delay them, but undoubtedly, you cannot stop them forever. AI is one of them. What becomes necessary is to review carefully and see how AI is going to be incorporated in academia, particularly in education. Many global universities have commenced doing that. For example, University of Cambridge developed their ethical AI standard for the university. For students, for academics, for non-academics, they developed their standards. You can deploy AI, but this ethics must be respected. The same with Harvard University. The same with Massachusetts Institute of Technology. The same with Stanford University in the US. So many universities, even in Asia, the National Singapore University recently encourages the adoption of AI responsibly and ethically. So if technology cannot be resisted, the only way out is to set up our guidelines and adopt it. I will recommend to the Faculty of Technology Sciences and the entire university and any other university in Nigeria or Africa or anywhere in the world that firstly, we need to develop AI task force, a team of academics, non-academics, those in support and those who are against AI. They should serve as our task force, including people that have expertise in the area of law, so that the provision of our national laws is going to be respected. Secondly, there must be a training and retraining of our faculty and staff about the AI applications that are applicable to academia, to education, applicable to research, and how we can deploy and patronize them. Number three, a university or a faculty should set up their own guidelines and regulations for AI adoption, the do's and don'ts to be used, the do's and don'ts for faculty, staff, and students when it comes to interaction with AI. Because a question being asked today is, students are using AI for their assignment. They are cheating using AI. If you go through their submission, you will clearly see that they have no input. They only asked AI some questions, they downloaded the answers, printed and submitted. This is a major challenge. The same applicable in their research. AI can review a literature and propose it to you. Methodology, AI can submit, give it. AI applications can analyze results without any unnecessary human intervention. So the entire thesis can be produced by AI. This should not be allowed. However, the application of AI responsibly and ethically in order to improve and review our work should be encouraged. Because it's just about evaluating yourself to see where you need to improve. So this is important. Number 4, which could be one of the most important ones, that AI should be incorporated in our curriculum. Our entire curricula should make a provision of AI ethical adoption, the do's and don'ts that are allowed with AI. And I'm glad that in 2022, I had a privilege of reviewing a proposed curriculum review that was done by the National Universities Commission under the leadership of our elder brother, Professor Abubakar Rashid. In that review, part of, I believe, what was adopted, our curriculum, around 70% is going to be general. 30% of it is going to be flexible, meaning that a lecturer is allowed to identify areas that are relevant and incorporate that 30% in addition to the 70%. This is an excellent idea, and this is what is being practiced globally in universities like Indian Institute of Technology in India, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. These are the leading universities we have globally in America and Asia, and that is the standard. So AI can be incorporated in our curriculum so that our students will know where AI is permissible to be applied and where it is not permissible. And this is indeed very important. Today, because of too much dependence on AI, if you attend conferences in Nigeria or anywhere, when people come out to speak, you will discover unnecessary repetitions. Why? Because usually they donated their brains to AI, and AI made a research on their behalf and proposed, and they only came to the conference to present. So it is important that in our curriculum, a provision of AI adoption ethically and responsibly is supposed to be accommodated, because total rejection is practically not possible. And this cannot be done anywhere, because we are part and parcel of the global world, and we have to set some standards, ethical standards, where AI can be used and where AI cannot be used. And this is indeed very important. And finally, as an academic environment, we should not unnecessarily be emulating the developed countries, but rather we should think globally and act locally, what I personally call glocal. They develop their AI. We have to encourage our academics, students and others to develop indigenous AI systems and applications that can be used by our institutions. I have no doubt we have sufficient talent in Nigeria and in Africa. What we are lacking is mentorship and the enabling environment to be successful. So we have to mentor our younger ones and provide the enabling environment to come up with AI application, among others. And as I'm speaking to you, there is no any course being studied in these universities that AI is not applicable. There is no course. Even in more conventional universities, in each and every university, AI is applicable to your course of study. As a result of this, instead of total rejection or total acceptance, we have to strike a balance in between. Review AI, know the ethical standards that are in conformity with our academic standard and areas that are to be rejected, so that we can have our ethics in place and adopt them. I do hope that these recommendations are going to be considered as part of the communique at the end of the conference. Because of time constraint, permit me to shut down the lecture and clear the screen. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Oh, yanzu yanzu kafa daga ga. To ba da. In tsaya yanzu. Bari zan tsaya a few minutes. Okay, to ba da.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that was the lecture by my keynote speaker. I'm sure everybody has your 50% more than before you came in here, especially with the idea of AI of our economy and the overnight of our education system. Before we go to the next presenter, the organizer